Ain't no sunshine where we from. Only darkness every day. Ain't no sunshine where we from, 'cause where we from, homie, you can be gone anytime, 'cause these streets don't play. What it do, y'all? It's your brother, man, from the motherland, coming to you guys live from the NY, back with another one of that R.o.D pod. For those that don't know who I am Junes, the voice for the voiceless. And as you know, we are here live in the broadcast studio. And tonight, should I say, we're about to have a serious conversation. But before I do, please hit the like, pick the subscribe, hit the notifications, turn those things on, because of course, you know, they trying to censor this word, but we still coming outside to give you what you need, and that is to set our people free. But in all reality, guys, we gotta have a conversation. So shout out to the Wiz. Um, she told me she called me and she had a conversation, and she was basically telling me the new curriculums that's being taught to our children in these schools. Today's curriculums is giving a justification into your enslavement. It explains why they are removing these so-called black history out of these schools, why they're, putting an end to teaching about the heinous things that they did to our people in the time of slavery. So they are now saying, you know what? Instead of talking, I might as well show it to you. Check this out. Now I'm gonna move myself over here. All right. I want you guys to check this out. Let's. Oh, and for YouTube, this is all educational purposes only. We're watching this video together and we're gonna break this down. So please, miss me with the nonsense. Let's go.
Oh, hey. What's up with the face? You look...
And as you can see off the gate, these are not people of color. Off the gate, these are not people of color. Let us continue.
I'm just doing some research. Was today weird for you?
Yeah, how'd you guess?
Columbus Day.
Or Native American Day, or Indigenous Peoples Day? It's weird, right?
Yeah, some of the teachers at my school really don't like Christopher Columbus and don't think he should have a holiday, but some do.
It's the same with my teachers, and even some kids got into arguments about it.
So I gotta cut it in and out so it can be seen as educational purposes. Now, as you guys can see, they're setting up the narrative, to make it seem like we got those that despise Christopher Columbus, and you're gonna have those that love Christopher Columbus. But let's continue so you can see where this is going. Check this out.
You finding any good info?
Kinda, but it's real mixed. The side against Columbus says he was a really mean guy who spread slavery, disease, and violence to people who would have been better off if he'd never gone to the New World.
Which is absolutely right. Like I told you in previous lives, I know what they're trying to do, but I'm going to show you exactly what the Spaniards was doing to the Taínos. It was better off if they kept their behinds wherever they was at. Stay in Spain, stay in Rome, stay in Europe. The whole world would have been better off. But let us continue.
Ouch.
I know, but the side for him says he was a really courageous guy who loved exploring, inspired generations, and spread Christianity and Western civilization.
And spread what? And spread what? What have I been talking about for the last couple of months? That it's time for us to deconstruct from all Abrahamic religion. All of the Abrahamic religion had their hands in your enslavement, Black people. And the same way it got their hands in your enslavement is the same way that they're going to keep you enslaved. They're giving you a barbaric book. Yes, the Biblos is a barbaric book that is given unto you to make you believe in the acceptance of your own physical, spiritual genocide. This is facts, people. This is not Jones making this up. These are the facts. Okay? Let us continue.
People who really benefited from new ways of thinking and doing things.
That sounds really good.
I know.
What do you think? Which side is right?
I don't know. It seems really complicated, but both sides are just giving their opinions.
Now it's opinions. So murder, destruction, actual history is now being considered as opinion. Well, that's your opinion. Well, I believe that, when we came, we seen this Western world and it was, it was no life. It was no civilization. And we established, we made America what it is today. This is what the Europeans are saying. This is what they're saying.
It'd be cool to hear from, the source. Huh?
You want us to go talk to Christopher Columbus, don't you?
Yeah!
Okay, sounds good. I hope he's not mean. Don't be alarmed, sir.
Here come the devil.
Don't worry about it. I'm wrapping up the wildest journey maybe that anyone's ever taken. Nothing.
That is a lie, because the Africans was traveling to and fro from Africa back to America long before this demon came through. Okay? This demon, watch them blue eyes. Them blue eyes means death. Remember, when somebody dies, they cold. That's what that means right there. Pay attention. We're gonna uncover it all.
Phases me. What, you from the future?
How'd you guess?
Either that or Indians? I've kinda had a hard time telling who's what lately.
I'm Layla. He's my brother.
And that is a lie. We have the records. Christopher Columbus knew exactly where he was going. That story that they gave us was a lie. He was looking for India. That was a lie. He was a predecessor to Marco Polo. When you look up the voyage of Marco Polo went east. He said, if he went east, I'm going to go west. They didn't believe in none of this flat earth and the earth was flat and all of that is lies. Like I tell you, this entire world is filled with lies. There is no truth on this earth. The Biblos is not a truthful book. The Quran is not a truthful book. The Abrahamic religion is not a truthful religion. Truthful nothing. All of it is barbaric, suicidal, genocidal nonsense that they have infused and forced down the throats of many people, from the blacks to the Tahinos, even to the Euros. Okay? Yes, you Europeans used to have your own paganism. Constantine said, if we catch you doing that, off with your head. Okay? You know this. Let us continue.
Leo, and we need to learn about you.
We live 500 years from now, and there's a holiday for you, but it's really controversial and we're confused.
Nice! I have a holiday? Well, caramba!
All these evil people got holidays. Christopher Columbus, they got a statue of Leopold. They got a statue of George Washington. All of this. They probably got a statue somewhere of Hitler somewhere down the line. But anybody that had their hands in the genocide of black people, they got a statue for, because that is the honor and the pain, the respect for allowing these people to be in the position they are in right now. Let us continue.
Should! I've worked so hard to get to this point, and what I just accomplished was insane!
Will you tell us about your journey?
Allow me to give you a little biographical information so it all makes sense.
Okay.
I was raised in the port town of Genoa along the Mediterranean Sea. My papa was a wool weaver, and most boys just did whatever their dads did. But I was different. Every day I would look out.
Which is also a lie. His father was working with the Spaniard army, and he also was a traveler. Like I said, he was always around water. His predecessor, his idol was Marco Polo. Do your history, do your homework. Don't allow these Europeans to feed you religion, to feed you any level of history, because we all know their main objective is to rewrite history and always show a level of justification into why you was put into slavery, why you was experimented on, why you should be medically vaxxed, all that, okay? This is them, okay?
The sea and wonder what was out there beyond just what I could see.
I see what you did there. So you were curious?
See. And so as a teenager and a young man, I did everything I could to cure my curious nature. I volunteered for all kinds of crazy sea adventures, and I took my first one at 14.
Whoa!
Yeah, and soon sailed to Iceland, Ireland, and Africa. I taught myself to read.
Had to go to Africa. Had to stop at Africa. Yeah.
Learned many languages and read everything I could about geography, astronomy, and exploration, including my favorite book, The Travels of Marco Polo.
Oh, did I not tell you? The Travels of Marco Polo. At least they're showing some level of honesty here. They're showing some level of honesty here. I told you. You hearing it from the horse's mouth. We're watching this at real time together. I didn't watch this. When the Wiz sent it to me, I said, you know what? I'm not even going to watch it until I'm with my fellow comrades so we can watch it together, so we can both hear the BS that's coming out this man's mouth. Let us continue.
Oh, polo.
Okay?
Oh, it's a game we play in swimming pools. Never mind.
Never mind? Marco Polo is the greatest explorer who ever lived. In fact, the trade routes he wrote of and their closing is basically why I'm here right now.
What do you mean?
Well, first, the writings of his amazing journey to the...
As you see, Marco Polo went right. He took his travels west. He was like, I don't want to follow him. These are all, listen, you know what? Let's just play. Let's just play.
East.
And again, I got to cut in and out so I won't get hit with a copyright strike or infringement or whatever nonsense YouTube likes to bring out every time black people watches something of, exposing their so-called history. We always hit with something. So I got to come in and out. So my apologies.
Inspired me to be an explorer. But then, 40 years ago, when the Muslims conquered Constantinople and closed down the Silk Road, they made it impossible to get by land from Europe to Asia. And that opened up the desire and opportunity to figure out a path by the sea.
What was so important about getting from Europe to Asia?
Leo, we want to trade. They have so much cool stuff.
Never was to trade. Always was to scope, is to be a Snoop Doggy Dog. Scope the place, see what they see, like what they see. And yes, they'll be like, yo, we'll trade you for that. And the minute you tell them no, similar to right now, go tell a European no is literally like slapping their mama. and they want the drama. This is what they do. Check this out.
Places like India, China, and the Spice Islands.
Let me guess. Spices.
Smarty pants. If you tried our Middle Ages European food, you would know how much we need those spices.
So you wanted to get spices from Asia and make a lot of money?
No, I wanted to explore the world and see things that nobody where I'm from had ever seen before.
Which is another lie. Every time I hear it, and these are lies. He was given the decree through the Pope and the King of Spain that gave him the green light to go over there. The goal was to bring forth Christianity into the Western world. In order for them to rule the entire world, they had to first convert the entire world into Abrahamic religious belief. Okay? All of them people work together. If you thinking what I'm saying is not true and it's a lie, all you have to do is watch the last 2 previous UN summits. That's all you got to do. If you thinking what I'm saying is out of the ordinary, I'm wilding, he don't know what he's talking about, then please watch the last 2 UN summits and tell me who you see sitting at those tables. You're going to see everybody but you and I. And the ones that look like you and I, these are the Sambones of the black race. Okay? Let us continue.
But I didn't have enough money for a crazy sea adventure, so I had to get a sponsor. I needed to convince a really rich person to pay for my trips.
Ah, so you had to be persuaded.
And of course, the ones that was paying for those trips is the Khazars. Just his family. Yes, he's a Khazar as well. Don't get it twisted. Go read the documentary. Go read the journals of this man, his writings and his people's writings, and they'll tell you exactly who this man is.
And tell somebody that paying for your trip would make them even more money. You get to explore, and they get spices and stuff from Asia to sell and make a profit.
Correcto! So since the Muslims had cut off all the land trade routes to Asia, and we Europeans still wanted Asian things, I came up with a crazy plan to get there by sailing west.
Why was that?
Now here's this is how you know they're feeding you the lies. Remember when we was growing up? Remember what they said? They said that he was supposed to go east. He wanted to go to India, but end up going west by accident and seeing the so-called native people. That's what I'm going to call them. And he named them Indians. So when I hear black people saying I'm an Indian, you're just calling yourself another byword that was given unto you by the oppressors. Let us continue.
Crazy.
Because no one knew if it could be done.
Is that because people thought the world was flat?
Which is also a lie. Like I said, Mansa Musa, people from Mali was traveling back and forth to the Western world. They got gold that only can be found in Mali was found in South America, in North America, in all these regions, the Caribbean islands. Our people been traveling there for years. This is before these people even knew what a boat looked like. This is facts, people. This is not Jones giving you his belief, his assumptions, or an insertion. These are facts. Go look it up. If they didn't take it, if they didn't remove it already.
That's a myth. Since the time of the ancient Greeks, educated people have known the world is round and could possibly be sailed around. But Earth was believed to be so big.
And this is why I believe, because they're pushing it, they're pushing this narrative that the Earth is round. I gotta be the sore thumb and say, nah, the Earth is flat. You know why? Because these people can't be trusted. I'm just saying. These people are compulsive liars. Their stories filled with lies, holes, and contradictions. It's like only a fool will continue believing stories given unto us by the liars. And anything that they say, I'm doing the opposite. If they say everybody needs to go right, I'm going left. If I see everybody going left, I'm going right. If I see everybody going both ways and it's a large amount of people, guess what I'm doing? I'm sitting still or I'm going north. I'm just saying.
That with so much ocean between Europe and Asia, no way could the ship hold enough food and water for its crew to survive a westward journey between the continents.
You thought differently?
I did my own calculations and thought maybe could be done. I might have played with the numbers a bit, but
He knew it could be done. Go read his journal. Read his journal. These things was well orchestrated. Don't listen to none of these things that they was telling you. He didn't know what he was doing. He was going to the east. He just admitted it. He just admitted it. He just admitted it. It's crazy.
desperate to give it a try.
Sounds like your sponsor needed to be desperate, too.
I first asked the King of Portugal, but his advisors told him my plan would never work, so he said no. Then I tried Spain, and they said no too. But after 6 years of bugging their king and queen, Ferdinand and Isabella, I finally got them to agree to pay for my voyage west out.
And again, that's also another lie. That's also another lie. When they asked him, what you think you're going to find over there? He says, yo, we're going to find diamonds, golds, etc. We got, because remember, he told you he traveled into Africa. He has the maps of the Africans traveling from Africa all the way to the Western world. He has the information. I mean, go read this man's journal, please.
Great unknown!
It took 6 years?
Why did they finally give in?
Only they can know for sure. But it's probably no coincidence that after hundreds of years of fighting to kick the Muslim invaders out of their country, in what was known as the Reconquista, the Spanish monarchs sent me on a mission to find new trade routes and maybe even find gold and riches.
So Spain was broke and needed money. They were desperate.
You said it, not me. But Ferdinand and Isabella took a wild chance on my crazy idea. And here we are! I'm now sailing back to Spain to show off all kinds of amazing things I found and tell of the wonders of
the most crazy, incredible things he found was beautiful black and brown women that was honored, that stood on business, that was warriors, fighters, and guess what? They didn't want no parts of Jesus Christ. Let us continue. They didn't want no parts of what? No parts of Jesus Christ. Let us continue.
lands I've seen.
Okay, now that we have the backstory, we've got some questions. There are a lot of people in our time upset about how you acted once you found all these amazing things in these new lands.
Ah, that's right. You said I'm controversial.
You have no idea.
I've got nothing to hide. Ask away.
Okay, first, your sailing plan was right and all your doubters were wrong?
Well, they were wrong that my crew and I were going to die because after 10 weeks of sailing west, we spotted land.
Your trip was 10 weeks?
You can't even handle a 2-hour car ride.
Ah, greatness requires patience.
You know the land you found wasn't India, right?
Really?
The lies. Like, this is what pisses me off. He know that this is not India. You see, do you guys catch the contradiction? The man knew it was in India. He just told you that the Arabs prohibited them from going out east. You know that's the area of India, especially if you're reading the text in the voyages of Marco Polo. He knew this. Yo, look at the bold-faced lie they're putting in front of the children, and you guys is gonna eat this up like this is facts.
Ramba! I suspected something was a little off, but my calculations suggested I had reached India, or at least the Far East.
So what happened when you...
Really? The Far East? When you just said that they was warring against the Muslims and the Muslims stopped the trade route? So you was taking other ways into Africa, going underneath it to go into those areas. Now all of a sudden, all right, let's continue.
The native people, who obviously discovered the land before you did, the Indians?
The first people we met were great. The Taino.
The Taino. When this video is finished, I'm going to show you exactly what they was doing to the Taínos, okay?
Were peaceful, curious, and really helpful. I could tell right away that they were highly intelligent. They even were able to quickly mimic everything we said to them. I ordered my men to treat them well.
I'm sorry,
Yeah, okay.
Mr. Columbus, but I heard at school that you spoiled paradise and you brought slavery and murder to peaceful people.
Leo?
Sorry. It's what I read and heard at school.
Caramba! Those are some accusations.
You see why you see why it's very important for you guys to teach your children their history? If you are a Hispanic person, especially if you're Black, it's very important that you teach your children their history. Let them know how they got so pale. Let them know what really went down. Because he's saying one thing, but history says a whole other. There's not even a Taino-looking person out in the Caribbean or wherever he was located at. You're not finding them. You know why? Because, matter of fact, we'll re-enter that conversation. Let's continue.
The place I discovered was beautiful, but it wasn't exactly a paradise of civilization, and the native people were far from peaceful.
But you just said the Taino were peaceful.
They pretty much are. But there are other tribes who aren't. The Taino I had met had cuts and scars and bruises all over them. I asked why, and they told me about the Caribs, who are vicious, warring cannibals.
Cannibals? Like they
Eat people.
Which is another lie. Which is the only race of people that was eating anybody was Christopher Columbus and his 1,000 men. That is a lie. The Taínos don't even practice that. We don't, those people don't even touch that. Oh man, these people really over here lying, son. Lying, son. How many? Let me see how many. 220,000 people watched this, and this was 2 years ago. Let us continue.
Whoa!
Right? Hey, all the things that are bad in the world I come from, jealousy, lying, murder, war, it all
goes back to Europe, guys.
in the land I just found too. But in Europe, we draw the line at things like eating people and human sacrifice.
That's all they do, people. Isn't Jesus was a living sacrifice? Oh, look at the contradictions in the lies. That's all they do, people. That's all they do. This is how you try to enforce your white supremacy on history, even though we got the history, the physical history in 2025 to physically see that these people is lying. This is 2 years ago.
Some of the native folks from where I just left do those things regularly. So, these people in your time who think it was a peaceful paradise are misinformed. Or lying.
Yeah, but what about slavery? You didn't deny that.
Deny? No. Slavery is as old as time and has taken place in every corner of the world, even amongst the people I just left. Being taken as a slave is better than being killed, no?
I'd rather have been killed. I'd rather be unalive than having to wake up with a shackle around my neck, with shackles around my hands, with shackles around my feet, with whiplashes being placed upon me, watching my daughters and my men and my sons get fed into alligators, watching my wife get a train ran on her for whatever reason it may be.
See the problem.
Well, in our time, we view slavery as being evil and terrible.
Ah, magnifico! That's wonderful! I am glad humanity has reached such a time. But you said you're from 500 years in the future? How can you come here to the 15th century and judge me by your standards from the 21st century? For those in the future to look back and do this is, well, estúpido.
Are you calling me dumb?
Certainly not. I can tell you're a very smart young lady, but the idea of throwing away the past because of your present values is... Listen, I love and am thankful for the ancient Greeks, but they did lots of things that here in 1493 I do not agree with. They permitted lifestyles and worshiped gods that, as a Christian, I think is very bad.
Key word, as a Christian. So basically, if you're not, because you're not following their Christianity, again, this is the green light for them to create some level of justice in the name of Jesus. So when they came into the shores of Africa, right, and they see that your people was doing things that's not following Christianity, they then said, our Lord, according to the Bible, according to this barbarian book, this Masonic 33-degree Mason book. Hold on, let me pull it up for you guys. This barbaric book right here. I got it in my hand, guys. You see it? According to this barbaric book, if you don't follow and submit yourself unto our beliefs and ideology, according to this book, my God said you should be unalive. This is not me. This is in the book. Read the book of Numbers, chapter 31. Let us continue, shall we?
But that doesn't mean I shouldn't respect and honor all the incredible and amazing things they did.
So, good and bad is based on the time you live in?
That.
Hey. Yo, I can't watch no more. How many more minutes? 3 more minutes? Okay.
It's a great question. I told you I knew you were smart. Some things are clearly bad, no matter when they happen. But for other things, before you judge, you must ask yourself, what did the culture and society of the time treat as no big deal? Not everyone can time.
So again, according to their biblos, enslaving the non-chosen people was no big deal. Even in the book of Exodus, what you do to a non-Israelite, you could imprisonment as long as you like, but an Israelite, you only could imprison them for 7 years. This is not me saying this, guys. This is not me saying this. This is strictly out of the barbaric book right here. This is not me saying this, guys. This is strictly out of the barbaric book right here. This is not me saying this. Let us continue.
As you do and see how normal becomes very not normal.
Some things are, some things aren't. Sounds complicated.
It is, and so is life. And history can be too. If people in your time want to celebrate me for being a perfect hero, then they are very mistaken. Only my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ is perfect.
Yeah.
Hope to spread his teaching to all the lands I find.
Hope to spread. It was a hope to spread. This man deliberately came and enforced this ideology. And if you didn't accept it, I'm going to show you. I promise you, I'm going to show you.
I don't know his name. But if people in your time want to celebrate the guts I had to get this journey approved, start it, survive it, and get back to tell about it, well, that seems pretty good for any time and age.
I think you're right. Thanks for answering our questions, Mr. Columbus.
You're a courageous explorer, and you've given me a lot to think about. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, kids. Now, let me lock you up and show you to the King and Queen of Spain. Just kidding. Safe travels, my friends.
But
The only reason why he had locked them up because they wasn't black enough. I promise you, if it was one of you, if it was you and I, we would be right on the other side being slaughtered in a part of this European black man genocide. Come on now, let's continue.
Bye. Columbus sure had a crazy life.
he made 3 more journeys across the ocean to the New World.
And it seems like most of the negative reports about him come from people who were his competition for things.
So it can't come from the people that survived and the story was passed on for hundreds of years. Always give them a reminder, like the Taínos that's in reservation camps that can't come out of their jurisdiction because these people said, well, okay, we know we did you wrong, so you're only gonna get these few acres, but if you come out of here and you try to enforce your ideology or try to make a stance, we shall destroy you, invade you, and probably drop the bomb on me, baby. You know they do this to non-blacks. I mean to non-whites. If you're not part of that stock, that chosen seed that this barbaric book refers to, if you're not part of that stock, man, you subject to be, eradicated, excommunicated, exterminated.
think Christopher Columbus was a villain. And maybe he wasn't a hero, but he sure did some heroic things that are definitely worth celebrating.
And a lot of the things we judge him for now were just normal in his time. You never know, Leo. Maybe some of the things we're told are fine today will be considered evil or crazy in the future. But being courageous and
Like talking about Black history, like talking about slavery, things that was completely evil is gonna probably be forbidden in the future because that's what they doing. You see how they setting up the stage? This is the curriculum that's being taught in your schools. This is the curriculums that's being taught into your schools. This is the reprogramming of the Black minds to show complete justification to the genocide. You know why they're able to get this close and why they're able to switch? Because you believe this barbaric book is a God in there that's yours that's going to set you free. This barbaric book.
to explore the world are things worth admiring in any century.
If you'd like to time
Oh, okay. Hold on. This barbaric book, guys. This barbaric book, guys. Hold on. We're gonna pull up. Where is that? Is it here? No, this is trademarks. There we go. There we go. Hold on. I know I got this joint somewhere. Hold on. This barbaric book, guys. Oh, he didn't get a chance to do the Islam. Damn, he didn't get a chance to do the Islam. Hold on. Okay. We making progress, guys. We making progress. I don't really fully remember where I had this joint saved at, man. But I definitely want to pull this joint up so I can show you guys exactly what's going on. Because hold on. Where is this joint at? I gotta save. I know I gotta save somewhere. Hold on. Let's go straight to the source, guys. Go straight to the source, guys. Here we go. Man, I want to pull this stuff up. They won't let me pull it up. Let's see if I can. Let's see if I got it right here. Hold on, guys. Oh, there we go. So I screenshot it, but we'll make it work. Why not? I screenshot it. Hold on. There we go. There we go. Let me blank this out quick fast. Yeah. There we go. There we go. There we go. Let's start. Look. Okay. Then came the conquistadors. In the beginning, the Indians regarded the Spaniards as angels from heaven. These are lies. Okay? With my own eyes, listen carefully. This is the writer. This is the writer. Let me move myself. This is the writer, guys. It says, with my own eyes, I saw Spaniards cut off the nose, hands, and ears of Indian males and female without provocation, mercilessly because it pleased them to do it. Likewise, I saw how they summoned conquest and the chief rulers to come, assuring them safety. And when they peacefully came, they was taken captive and burned. You can read about this in the Bartholomew de las Casas, The Devastation of Indians, 1552. Okay? This is right here for you. Don't, hey, people, don't listen to me. Just go do your own biological, psychological evaluation homework. Okay? Check this out. Let us continue. Look, this is what they was doing. The Spaniards took babies from their mother's breasts, grabbing them by the feet and smashing their heads against the rocks. They built a long gibbet low enough for the toes to touch the ground and prevent strangling and hanging 13 natives at a time in the honor and the what? In the honor of Christ, our Savior, and the 12 apostles. Their straw was wrapped around their torn bodies, and they was burnt alive. They was burnt alive. This is not June saying this, people. This is not June saying this, people. This is their writings. This is a man that's rewriting what he witnessed with his own two eyes. Let me read that again. The Spaniards took babies from their mother's breasts, grabbing them by the feet and smashing their heads against the rock. They built a long gibbet low enough for the toes to touch the ground and prevent strangling and hanging 13 natives at a time in honor of Jesus, of Christ, our Savior, and the 12 apostles. Their straws was wrapped around their torn bodies, and they was burnt alive. This is not June saying this. This is not me, people. I'm just the messenger. Let's continue. As the Spaniards went, as the Spaniards went with their war dogs, hunting down Indian men and women, it happened that a sick Indian woman who could not escape from the dog sought to avoid being torn apart by them in this fashion. She took a cord and tied her young child to her leg, and then she hung herself from a beam. But the dogs came, listen carefully, but the dogs came and tore that child apart before the creatures expired. However, a fairy baptized it. Okay, this is not me, people. This is not me. Oh no, this is not me, guys. This is not me, people. I'm just the messenger. Let's read. Let's continue. Listen, this is hilarious. They would cut a Indian hands and leave them dangling by a shred of skin, and they would test their sword as they manly strengthened on captured Indians and place bets on the slicing off of heads or cutting off bodies in half with one blow. One cruel captain traveled over many leagues, capturing all the Indians he could find, since the Indians would not tell him who their lord, who's their what? Who their lord was. He cut off the hands of some and threw others to the dogs, and thus they were torn to pieces. Yeah, I know. I know. I know. Let's read. The Spanish treated the Indians with such rigor and humanity that they seemed the very ministers of hell, driving them day and night with beatings, kicks, lashes, and blows, and calling them no sweeter names than dogs. Women who had just given birth were forced to carry burdens for the Christians and thus could not carry infants because of the hard work and weakness of hunger. Infinite numbers of these were cast aside on the road and thus perish. This is not me saying this, guys. This is not June saying this, people. I don't want you guys thinking that this is me saying this. They threw into these holes all the Indians they could capture of every age and kind. Pregnant and confidant women, children, old men were left stuck on the stake until the pits were filled. The rest they killed with lance and daggers and threw them to the war dogs, who tore them up and devoured them. This is what Christopher Columbus was doing when he came into your space. I repeat, this is what he was doing when the Spaniards came into your space. Let us continue, shall we? Please, why not? Come on, guys. We just getting started. We just getting started. Come on. It says, because he did not give the great quantity of gold asked for, they will burn him and a number of other noble catechists with the intentions of leaving no prince or chieftain alive in the entire country. This is what they was doing. Unaliving your kings, your prince, anybody that was considered carrying the bloodline of that particular region. This is what they was doing. This is what Christopher Columbus was doing, guys. This is what Christopher Columbus was doing, guys. And yet, he has a holiday. Malcolm X don't even have 40 minutes. Chipotle can't even stay closed for 40 minutes. Let us continue. It says, when the Spaniards, listen, when the Spaniards had collected a great deal of gold from the Indians, they shut them up in 3 big houses, crowding in as many as they could, then set fire to the house, burning alive all that were in them. Yet those Indians had given no cause nor made any resistance. They was throwing these people in houses, filling them up to as much as they can, and they set it on fire. This is why they don't want to teach history, Black history, and all that in your schools no more. So it's very important that you guys keep hold and remember this. Remember this video. Save this video. And if you want the title of this book, let me know. I will give it to you so you can have these records in your library. I believe that every single human being should have at least 2 libraries in their house. I believe that's just me. You should have a bookshelf filled with books just in case you would want to go back and taste and relearn history, because with all this nonsense going on, with all this education, with all these schools and all this, you're going to forget. And they're purposely doing this to remove you from remembering what was done just 300, some even 200 years ago, if not lesser than that. Huh? Let us continue. Is this part of it too? This is the book. This is the man that wrote this book. So if you ever, and I repeat, you ever want to read this book on your own time, there you go. The descriptions of Christian behavior. Christian behavior. Are you ready to deconstruct from all this Abrahamic religion? The descriptions of the Christian behavior in Central America are eyewitness accounts of Don Ferry Bartolome de las Casas, 1552. Fray de las Casas was a Catholic priest who was appalled at the behavior of his countrymen in the Indian land of the West. He wrote books and numerous letters pleading for the fairer treatment of the Indians and denouncing the atrocities he witnessed being inflicted upon them. Okay? Bartholomew began his career in America as a soldier and an ecamaridio, whatever that word is. He sailed to the Indians with Nicholas de Ovando fleet in 1502. He returned to Europe where he was ordained a deacon in Rome. And in 1512, he was the first Catholic priest to be ordained in the New World. He served as the chaplain in the armies of Diego de Velázquez and the Panfilio de Narvaez and the conquest of Cuba. He was awarded land and slaves for his service. Don't get it twisted. Yeah, he's writing this, but he took full advantage of the newfound power that was not only given unto him, but also given unto the world of people that look like him. This is not me. Here's the reference. Screenshot this and you go get these books Get them on Amazon, get them however you need to. We don't do no ebooks, people. You need actual physical documentations. Anything that's relying on the internet, they can remove. Okay? Just like they remove Abergermia ever since I bought it forth. Just like they remove Aber Christian ever since I bought it forth. When you start bringing the things that they never thought you will be able to tap into, the objective is to do what, people? To remove it. So now it explains. Listen, people. It explains why they're removing they're removing Black history away from the schools. This is I got this intel from my Wiz, who got it from somebody is in a high school position. He's in a high rank position in these schools, and this is the curriculum they're bringing forth to the children. And you know why they're doing that? I'm gonna tell you why they're doing that. Because if you look at what's going on, the gentrification is at an all-time high. They're coming into your space and they need to feel as comfortable as it can be. So if we giving you this ideology, when we walk amongst you, you're going to put aside this genocide and open your legs and allow these people to be inside. Allow these people to be inside of you. Allow these people to infuse the very wicked seed that did all this destruction. You now are allowing that to be a part of you. How nasty, disgusting. Oh, Jesus. Disgusting. And guess what? All in the name of Jesus. All in the name of Christianity. All in the name of Islam, Judaism, all in the name of the Abrahamic faith. You have to believe. If you don't believe, you will be deceived. Can't make this stuff up. That's why they're doing that. They are in a state of survival now. They have to be amongst you. I remember 50 years, they used to make a mockery of Flatbush, mockery of Brooklyn. Oh, you from there? Oh, how many drugs are you seeing there? They used to make mockery. Now they hear. You know why? Because the time is ticking. It's getting hotter. I'm telling you guys, don't listen to me. I'm telling you, it's getting hotter. The birth rate is not keeping up with the death rate. They're losing more than they are gaining. And yet the Mexicans are still producing. The Black people still producing. This is why they got to make your child get as 8 to 15 fufu. This is intentional. They have to do anything in their power to neutralize the playing field, because America is the last country that they will ever dominate that allows them to dominate the world. This is why they're doing what they're doing. This is why this so-called Catholic shooting is now, they're about to unleash this brand new AI technology. It's called Detectives That Never Sleep. They're listening to everything. You even mention anything against the establishment, you will be on their radar. You guys, have any of you guys ever seen the Minority Report? If you ever seen the Minority Report, that's what's gonna happen. And if you've never seen the Minority Report, please give it a watch. Got Tom Cruise in there. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. This is what they do. And with that being said, people, it's your brother man from the motherland. I came to you guys live. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. If it's your first time, I hope it's not your last. If it's your second, your third, your fourth, your fifth, the sixth, that means I'm still on your mind. That means we still on that grind, because it is about that time. Time for what, people? Time for you guys to go get yours, because I'm on that journey to go get mine. Are you dumb? Or are you dumb? And I'ma holla. One.